been on so long, ain't nobody gonna know. I'm probably even doing this and probably turned off all the notifications. What's going on? Another morning. Hey, I figured, well, it's been a while since I've done a video. I got, I don't know how many of them stored up, but Northern Virginia. Hello. Hey, Gerald. What's going on? But, I ain't done one of these in so long. I figured, why not turn it on? But we're cutting ryegrass right now. I don't know. I'm planning on rolling this field. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Take cow chow out of it or horse hay. Depending on what it looks like when I get it when it dries out. But we'll just have to see. Got guys working for us, worked with us last year, which I didn't make hardly any videos last year. And he's working with us again this year. He's kind of like my uncle. His name's Dale. Y'all see him in a bunch of videos I'm filming right I've got put back. But sorry if I start looking at the camera squint, it's because my phone's so far away from it. I can't see the thing. Yeah, long time no see. It's been a while. I got done with the videos at the expo and I had like 5 more. I've been doing pretty good. How are you? And I never did edit them or do anything with them from last year. There was stuff, all different kinds of videos. Firewood videos, splitting wood. I sold wood again last year and I sold a ton of wood. And then I didn't get anywhere else with them. And I've been so busy. We've had so much going on the farm. I was hoping to announce a major announcement by now, but it don't look like it's going to happen right now, so I'll have to put that on hold. But maybe eventually I can tell you guys about it. I don't know, I was watching Cotton Top and his video on goods logging, and I figured, you know what, I might as well do one. I ain't done one in a while. But I hated to see them go out of business. Park everything. I love watching Bobby and the guys over there. I know a lot of you guys probably watched them too. But these high diesel prices are killing all of us. That's why I'm in this tractor. Normally, now all I do is bail with this or spray with this 5400 because I can't afford to replace the thing. So that's about all I use it for. But it gets better fuel mileage or fuel per hour, fuel mileage, than anything else we got, really. Especially in the McCormick. McCormick drinks diesel fuel. And then Dale, he's mowing with the 4710 right now. We're trying to get as much cut down as we can, but I don't know anymore with these weatherman. You know, last week we baled some. And I got videos of all that, but I haven't posted them yet. I gotta edit them. And it didn't rain, and we got real lucky, and it was supposed to rain over the weekend, and it never rained a drop. So it had rain like over 10 days here. It rained a little further north of us, but right where we're at, it didn't rain none. And it was supposed to rain yesterday, and then today was a real high chance that. And I was going to cut hay all day yesterday, and then they were giving like a 50% chance of rain today. And then I woke up this morning, and they got it down to 15% chance of rain. And this ain't one weather station. This is like all of them I've been looking at. And so we're cutting all we can down. And knowing my luck, as soon as I get home, they'll say a ton of rain, and it'll rain. But what do you do? I mean, we got a ton to bail. I know everybody else is in the same situation we're in. But I called and priced off-road diesel last week. It was $5.09 for off-road. We're trying to conserve what we got left in the tank all we can right now. So I parked all the diesel guzzlers. The trucks are been trying to just use gas trucks right now. This $5 damn diesel fuel is ridiculous. I put a quarter of a tank in my pickup the other day, and it cost me $50-something for a quarter of a tank. And that was before it went to I think it's up to $5.30 now, where we're at for on-road. And I mean, that's right at $200 just to fill my pickup up. And that's, yeah. It's insane what everything's bringing now. I think it's wonderful ass bunch that's running our country for that. Of course, I guess we blame it on the Russians because they're the ones running the country, really, and the Chinese. It is what it is. But yeah, I hated that about Goodson's all-terrain logging going out. It's everything though. I mean, I don't know how many industries in the blue collar right now outside of the house building industry. It's all struggling, especially if it's ag related, which logging's basically another wing of agriculture, and everything's struggling. Cows this fall, if y'all got cattle y'all want to sell and hold, you better go ahead and sell them now. Because this fall, if something doesn't change as far as from right now till then, that can affect the market with the industry. Beef cattle are going to be worthless this fall because here on the East Coast, now out in the West, it's a little different. They get a little bit better price than we do here because of the trucking to get them out there and the death loss. But here on the East Coast is what I'm talking about, especially the Southeast. There's going to be a massive dump of brood cows, cow-calf operation this year. Hello! I missed that one. Let me scroll up here and see if I can see what that says. Oh, Georgia Swamp Man, how you been doing, man? I ain't seen you on there. Well, I hadn't posted nothing for a while, but I ain't talked to you in a long time. But I hope y'all been getting rain down there. We've been kind of dry, really, this year. Compared to recent years, but then we'll get spurts where we'll get a little bit of a rain. It's kind of been good for making hay, but we've been so far behind. We didn't get to do hardly any spraying. It took us forever to get it done this year because it's been so windy. No rain. I hate that. I really hate that. Yeah, ours is starting to get, it started out looking really good, and then now it's starting to turn brown quicker than it normally does, and we're trying to get through it as fast as possible because it's been so dry and hot. I mean, it's crazy. The weather will go from like cool to hot for this time of year, and then we just been dry pretty much. I think the last 3 weeks to a month we've had like a half-inch of rain couple. It's been kind of spread out, like we'd have like a little wave come through of just a little bit of rain, but not a lot. There for a while though, it was raining a lot, and then it turned off dry, and then it come a little bit of a rain there for one weekend, and then it's been dry ever since. Right in our area, now there's other areas around me that's got rain, but right where we're sitting at, they call us the dry dust bowl right here where we sit, because of the way the mountains sit with Appalachians. A storm hits the Blue Ridge Mountains up there, and it just goes right around me and splits. It either goes south or north, unless we're in a real wet trend. But, I don't know about about y'all, but hay prices are going to be high this year to cover all the costs for everything. Let's see. Yeah, it's okay. I won't say it's the thickest I've ever cut off this field, but it's decent. Dale that's running the other one, he called and told me that he had to slow down at the other field we got because it was stopping the mower on it because it was so heavy, and he's pulling a 3-point. But this is ryegrass, but it looks decent considering what I did with the fertilizer this year. Some fields got fertilized, some fields didn't, unfortunately. The ones that didn't is probably going to be cow hay and mulch. The ones that did, we got to charge our arm and a leg for the hay. The $70 or better a roll, yeah. Ours is going to be better than $70 a roll. Down there where you're at, I think, I don't know because I don't live there, but y'all got a little bit more access to ag supplies than we do. I don't know what you can get or not. You may have a little better luck getting manure than I do. I can't get anything anymore around here. I can't get eggshells. I can't get any kind of manure, fertilizer. I can't. It's hard for me to get anything, no matter what it is. It's even gotten difficult now for me to get commercial. I have to buy it by the tractor trailer loads just to get it in here, or otherwise it's so high I can't do nothing with it anyway. That's the only way I can get fertilizer now. All the co-ops that was around here are gone, and the ones that are left, they don't sell enough fertilizer to get the price down, and the ones they're selling it to is these people with 5 acres that's got horse pastures that want it put on, and it's too much to try to do what I'm doing. And then there's guys like me that sell fertilizer and spread it, but they're just trying to make enough to pay for their own, I think. But it's just there's no farm community left around me. Me and about 3 or 4 others is about all that's left in our area. We're the suburbs of Atlanta now. But yeah, hay's gonna be high. And here where we're at, I'm in the suburbs of Atlanta, so there's tons of horses in our area. Hay's gonna go anywhere in a square bale from 8 to, I would say, my guess, $8 to probably, there's some feed stores that are just stupid around here what they want for hay. Probably $12 a bale. They were getting $10 a bale last year at some of these feed stores around me for square bales. But there's so much trucking and getting it in here because there's not a lot of guys left like me anymore, because all the farmlands had subdivisions put on it. That it just drives the market up, and then if there is 2 or 3 acres, they got a horse on it, and they're feeding it, or a donkey, and have them a little miniature animal farm. Rolls are probably going to be, I don't know really about the rolls. I haven't gotten to talk to a lot of guys yet to see what they're going to do, but I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere in that at least around $80 range for rolls, which these prices are just insane. I can't even believe what people are getting for hay and are going to have to get for hay. We're not getting it yet. We're going to have to get it just to cover our costs of what everything's costing to do stuff now. And that's the unfortunate thing for us. Which if I could get manure and eggshells, stuff like that, and do that instead of doing commercial stuff and having to put the damn chemicals like they are now, it would help me to be able to drop my price a lot, but I can't get it no more. I've tried, I call people, they tell me, oh yeah, I'm going to bring it, and then it never comes. They never show up with it. I mean, even if you want to get it trucked in here by the tractor and trailer, hell, you can't get it. Somebody else done beat you to it, or somebody knew the guy that owned the chicken houses and he promised it to somebody else, and there's no hog barns around here, and all the hatcheries moved out. They've all gone. chicken companies moved all them out because people in these neighborhoods around here complain. I've got a chicken house rented now to store hay in. Damn thing looks brand new. I mean, it's a like 500-600 foot house. It literally looks like it could have chickens put in it tomorrow. The guy got shut down from what I've heard because the neighborhood complained about the odor coming off of it. That was right at the beginning. And they shut him down because of that. And he had, I think there's 8 houses sitting there. That's a lot of damn money. Just to lose because somebody didn't like the smell of it. But they built the houses and moved there before when the chickens were already there. That's the part that kills me. It's like the livestock barn my dad owns and runs part of, and it's got a subdivision literally wrapped around it. Hit the shuttle ship. And then people hate it. They complain about it all the time, but being he's a actual business, he's grandfathered in, and they can't shut him down because they knew it was there when he moved there. But I guess it depends on the neighborhood and how much money the people's got in the neighborhood. Because the guy that had the chicken farm, he had a very high-end neighborhood right next to him. We'll put it that way. $1 million homes, million plus. At this point, they're probably $1.5 million homes or more. That's another thing that's just insane now. I've been hearing they're getting $200-something a square foot now to build houses around us. I've even heard $250 a square foot. Your average house now around here, when you see them for sale, they're $600,000 plus for the homes around here. It's getting built in these neighborhoods, and they're not nice houses either. I mean, they're nice homes, but they're not like what you would think they would be to be bringing that much. And the people that live in them ain't nice either. Some of them are too nice, and then some of them ain't nice at all. They're just rude as hell. Wichita's an area you grow up in. Some areas people are ruder than others, and they think that's normal. And then when they move into a different area, and they bring that with them, and it's a learning curve. I don't know how many of my hay customers have told me, man, y'all are a lot nicer down here than where I used to live. I got several. One guy I buys from me lives in Boston, or did live in Boston, and he loves it down here because he can get a gun, a tow with him. He don't have to go through all the crap. They used to do all kinds of, like, to have I think he said to have like a pistol or a rifle, you had to have a mental background check where he came from to here just to get a gun. And some of this stuff is just insane what they require now. I'm trying to get that pump back up. We started. Can't read it. Oh, you started using the hay grass? Yeah. There is if you're going to go buy a hay, a grabber, or a grapple, or accumulator system like the Maxulator, I don't know which one. I couldn't tell if it said which one you got because I can't hardly see on the phone so far away from me. But my suggestion is, I've talked to a lot of people that's went and bought them, and do not buy one if you don't have a skid steer, if you've never owned one before. Tractors are very, very hard to use with the accumulator grapples or the accumulator grapple. Now, if you've got a Coons system like we've got now, you can use tractor or a skid steer, either one. I prefer to stack with a skid steer and load in the field with the tractor because I sit up higher in the tractor, and it's easier for me to see as the stacks go up to load with. But it's still, we keep doing more and more every year, and I'm already about need 2 balers and two accumulators at this point now, and I don't know. I would love to have a bundler, but we ain't baling quite enough hay yet to justify it by what I figured the cost-wise of it would be. Unless I found a real good used one at a real good price, and right now in today's market, that ain't gonna happen. Used equipment is just through the roof. They can't keep none of it. I was up at Cane's the other day getting my twine and net wrap, and they had two tractors on the lot that was used. Normally they got 15 or more sitting there that's used. It's unbelievable. I can't figure out how the hell people are paying for this stuff, especially the way in farming. I mean, I can see these people that's making stupid money in the medical field, and they got them a little miniature farm or something for a tractor, but I mean, I'm seeing people buying hay equipment and everything. If you got cattle and you're trying to feed cattle and make money, yeah, you're going to save some money getting your own hay equipment, but it costs a lot to buy that darn stuff, especially right now. And I was talking about it a little bit earlier. Beef cattle are going to be dirt cheap this fall because everybody's going to sell off their cows here in the southeast. Now, I can't say for everywhere else, because they ain't going to be able to afford to feed them hay. If they have to buy the hay from somebody like me or somebody else that bales the hay, it's going to be so high that they can't make no money. I mean, there's no point in feeding them unless something changes. Unless something changes, I just don't see it panning out for dollar value. You'd be better off just to sell them and then buy back in the spring, which I think is what a lot of people's going to be doing. So if you've got some beef cows you want to get rid of, that's grown cows, you're wanting to cull out of your herd, but try to either baling your own hay or if you got a way to figure it out to buy cheap hay, I would sell them now and get rid of them, because if you're planning on getting rid of them this fall, they ain't gonna be worth shit. I mean, I'm just giving y'all a heads up. I can see it coming because I figured it. For what I've got to get out of the hay to sell it for cow hay, and what if you're getting out of calves right now, selling calves, if you're doing a cow-calf operation like we do, it don't add up. It just don't. And here in the southeast, we get docked for the trucking to go out west. Yeah. JBS reported profits. Yeah, it just pisses you off. It absolutely just tears you up when you see it. That's what's wrong with everything now in the country. I don't care. It's gotten to the point where it's numerous industries now. I see it. It's where our politicians on either side of the aisle, I ain't trying to make this about politics, but it 110% involves that. It's sold all the countries out, consolidated all the companies into smaller, or into larger and larger companies with smaller amounts of them, to the point now that they're all able to manipulate the markets and control their inputs that come in. Like, say I sell at the livestock barn, the cows go from the livestock barn to the feedlots, they go from there to the meat packers. The meat packers there's so few of them now in the country, they got such a hold on the industry, they're controlling it for free. They control it from the time it hits the ground all the way till it hits the grocery store. The grocery stores aren't the problem, it's the meat packers. They're making it. Like I just said, you can look at their bottom line profits for their quarterly reports and see how much money they're making. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they was clearing, I forget what, I think it was like 100 or 200% on each animal. They're clearing for profit. And then here we are, we're breaking even. The system's broke, which I can go on and on about that all day, but But y'all have heard me rant about it for the last 4 or 5 years, which I've been harping on all this stuff for forever, but it don't do any good because there's a few that watch me. You can't tell people nothing when it gets them. Y'all can go tell somebody you know, and then they look at you and just laugh. But it is what it is. Yep, farmers are always at the bottom. And that's what's crazy. I'll say it again. I've said this 100 times. There's two things in this world that nothing can live without. You know, you always see these banners, which I appreciate all the service people we have in this country. You always see these banners that say, support the police, support the this and that, all of our whatever, service workers, basically. But they never say anything about the damn farmers. And that's what pisses me off, because you can do without power as hard as people believe it is. You can do without a doctor as hard as people believe that is. You can do without a police officer as hard as people believe that is. But by God, you can't live without food and water. Those are the two things in life that you have to have, and I don't care what creature it is, they have to have food and water. Government controls water, whether it's local government or whatever. And then food's the other thing, which the government basically controls the food supply too, and that's why we make nothing. Because, as the old saying goes, cheap food makes economies grow. And right now, food ain't cheap. You can go to the store and it ain't cheap. Now, the system's broke, and you can look at that every how you want to look at it, and we can talk about that all day. But that's the way it is, and that's why we always are the ones that gets the bottom end of it. And everything's got that way. Now, it don't matter what industry you're in agriculture anymore, it's just horrible. Hay's even getting there. That's why I'm 110% against livestock barns or stock auctions for hay. It's the same crap that the cattle industry had to deal with and went through years ago, and everything does. Once you go into doing auctions, then that makes a middleman come in there. And once the middleman gets in there, then he starts needing profit. Then he gets another guy in between him and there, and another guy needs profit. I like selling straight to the consumer. You know, that goes back to the argument. I know a lot of y'all are probably sitting there, well, that's why you need to sell your cows directly to your customers. Well, the system is rigged against that. For me and our family to make a living selling to local people, there's so much stuff that I would need to even be able to do that and make it work, that it makes it to the point where it doesn't make sense anymore. And they've got it that way so that way you don't do that. The government's not stupid, and these companies aren't either. And they made the government and politicians that bought them to pass laws to make it to where I can't sell all my animals to the local meat market and then sell them to the public. And then the amount of infrastructure it would take to handle all of our cattle that we sell, to even sell it and put it in our freezers and hold it and everything else, it's just unreal, and you couldn't do it and turn a profit, and then you'd have to compete against your neighbor and everybody else do on a large scale. Now, small scale, there's decent money in that. If you've got a small scale of a handful of animals, you can sell some meat quarter, half, and wholes. You can make some money doing that. But on a large scale, to make a full-time living for an actual family farm, like my grandpa's and my grandmother, they got to make a living. My dad, my mom's got to make a living. I've got to make a living. And for the amount of beef that we would have to sell that way, it's just not feasible. And that's the problem. That's where the system's broken. It should be feasible. You should be, I would love to see it like it used to be back when my dad was a kid, and they could just go to the local market and they butcher them right there and sell the community, and they buy their animals from people out of the community. But they're trying to go back that way with everything, but it's hard to get there still. But I don't know how much I agreed with the government the other day giving the meat packers all that money, because I know some of it ended up into the larger meat packers' hands, which they didn't need any money. But they are trying to help give them more competition by handing. I don't agree with handing out any money, They should have just passed damn laws to make things right and do it the right way instead of handing out basically a slush fund to people to try to fix things. And that's why it goes back to they want to keep cheap food out there. And that's the way they've done it. When things get too far and they realize that a lot of guys are going to go out of business and they got to try to rewrite the ship and correct it, they throw all this damn money out through these farm programs and everything else, and then it gets things on down the road. Everybody thinks these people are stupid. They're not stupid. They're just greedy as hell. And they know how to play everybody too. That's deep. And what do you do? What do you do? It'd be nice to have like a co-op grocery store system set up to where all the farmers can sell to the co-op grocery store system and go through there. Kind of like the feed store system was. That would be a really, really good thing if somebody did that. But they ain't never done it. I don't know why. But I guess this is long enough. I've been talking for quite a while. So thank y'all for watching. I'm going to have videos out hopefully soon. I've got like 6 or 7 filmed now. I just got to edit them. And then I'm probably going to film another 4 or 5 this week. So, but, yeah, I don't know why nobody does it with a co-op grocery store. Why not? Why not source it from all local? You can do it without any trouble. I mean, yeah, it's going to take a little more groundwork, but if they did something like that, I think that it would kill a lot of these other grocery stores and it would disrupt the whole system. But they need to put country of origin back on everything. Everything should have where it comes from, across the board on it, and then let the consumers decide. And then there's nothing wrong with that. It's called fair trade. When you lie and put one name on it and it don't come from there, that's not fair trade. I'm sorry, but it's not. And it's deceit and it's misinformation to the consumers. You go tell somebody that their beef that says Product USA on it's not from the USA, and they look at you like a deer in headlights, like, are you, and think you're crazy. But when you actually explain it to them, they can't believe it. They're just disgusted that somebody would even allow this to on. It's that green stuff. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. Keep your eye out for the videos. I'm going to do my best to get them out. I've been trying to build me. I'm not going to lie. I've been trying to build some up so that way I can have a little bit of a leeway between the time I post them to then, because everything has gotten so crazy for me. So that way I can keep a steady stream of stuff coming out once I start posting. At least that's my plan anyway. But y'all have a good day. I've got to keep on riding in this thing, and hopefully it won't rain. I got my fingers crossed. I hope the fuel prices come down too for everybody. But I'll see y'all later. Have a good day. Oh, if I can figure out how to end this damn thing.